want you all to take a moment and think about your biggest fear. Maybe it's the phantasm of a ghost in the dark. Maybe it's heights or something else. Does death of a friend or family member come to anyone's mind? Death that could have been avoided. That's scary. I'm going to talk about two conditions that cause death in the United States this year that are highly correlated with being overweight: heart disease and diabetes. According to muscleandfitness.com, 600,000 people die of heart disease each year. That's 1 in 4 deaths in America every year. It's the leading cause of death for both men and women. 715,000 have heart attacks each year. And high blood pressure, high cholesterol, smoking, and obesity are key correlations to heart disease. 1 in 6 Americans have high cholesterol. 1 in 3 have high blood pressure, and some don't even know it. Some of these conditions may be considered hereditary, but I have met people who have reversed these hereditary conditions just by changing what they eat and getting regular exercise. I have a friend who had a cousin named Kim. Kim passed away from being severely obese in her sleep from a heart attack at 32 years old. Molly was also overweight in her early 20s and decided, I don't want to be like Kim. In 6 months, Molly started eating right and she started exercising. She lost 70 pounds. You can reverse these statistics just like Molly did. We don't have to all fall into these categories. We can make healthy food choices, we can exercise, and we can stop this. 25.8 million Americans have diabetes. Diabetes is the 7th leading cause of death in the United States. It's a major cause of heart disease and stroke. It's also the leading cause of kidney failure, non-traumatic lower limb amputation, and newer causes of blindness in adults. According to the National Institute of Diabetes, diabetes is a disorder of the metabolism. It's the way that the body uses digested food for energy. The digestive tract breaks down carbohydrates, sugars, and starchy foods that are found in many foods, and it turns it into glucose, a form of sugar that enters your bloodstream. With the help of the hormone insulin, the cells throughout the body absorb the glucose and use it for energy. Diabetes develops when the body does not make enough insulin or is not able to use its insulin effectively, or both. If you are eating way too many sugary and starchy foods, your body can't break that all down. Your system can't handle it, you're overloading your organs, and that's when issues start to happen. Think of it this way. If you have a car that requires premium gasoline, but you start using unleaded gas, it's not going to break the car right away, but over time, the engine's lifespan is going to decrease, and it's not going to perform or last as long as it could if you were fueling it with the appropriate gasoline. Our food is the same way. In 1972, $3 billion was spent on fast food. Today, we are spending $110 billion annually on fast food. $110 billion on something that is ultimately killing us. Our poor food choices and lack of activity are causing these conditions like heart disease and diabetes. In order to stay healthy, as adults, we need at least 2.5 hours of moderate aerobic exercise, such as brisk walking, or an hour and 15 minutes of vigorous aerobic exercise, such as jogging, and 2 or more days a week of muscle strengthening exercise that covers all major muscle groups, and that equates to approximately 1 hour, 4 days a week in order to stay healthy. Less than half of all American adults meet these guidelines. I want you to think about this. There are 168 hours in each week. The average adult works 40 to 50 hours and should be sleeping 49 to 56 hours if you're getting 7 to 8 hours a night. On the high end of those scales, if you're getting all of your sleep and you're working 50 hours, you still have 62 extra hours to use however you please. Work out 4 hours in 1 week, you still have 58 hours to do whatever you want. And if you're not sleeping those 7 to 8 hours, you're getting less than that, and you're only working your 40 hours a week and that's it, you have 74 hours after 4 hours of exercise free to do whatever you want. I hear all too often, I don't have time for that. But I tell you what, I bet you there's someone busier than you that's getting their exercise in because they know their life depends on it and they make the time. It's terrifying to me to think that we are doing this to ourselves. We are choosing to be unhealthy. And it's our fault. We're sick and our loved ones are sick because we're sitting around and we're eating nutritionless food. But you can reverse it. You do have complete control over what you eat. You can make healthier choices, and you can stop the cycle of these scary statistics. Don't let your food and inactivity be the death of you or a loved one. Make a healthy change today.